Good evening, everyone. This regular meeting of the Lancaster City Council is called to order on Monday, April the 13th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Our invocation tonight will be done by Apostle Tolliver, and our pledge of allegiance will be done by Councilmember Jaglowski, and I would ask everybody to stand at this moment.
Father, we thank you. We bless you for this meeting. We pray, God, for every city council. We pray, God, for the school system. We pray, oh God, for the police department. Pray, God, for the mayor and the city council. We ask you, God, you bless the mayor and bless this city, God. Continue to give them direction and guidance. And we pray, God, that this meeting will be successful. And we bless this city. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please face the flag and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Council, we had to postpone the 2026 Best Southwest Partnership Mayoral Scholarship until the 27th. We got one proclamation, the National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that requires police, fire, or emergency medical services, and whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of the police officer, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and property. And whereas the safety of our police officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Lancaster Police Fire Communication Center, and whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services, and whereas public safety telecommunicators are the single vital link for our police officers and firefighters by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information and ensuring their safety. And whereas public safety telecommunicators of the city of Lancaster have contributed substantial in the concern of criminals and suppression of fires and treatment of patients while exhibiting compassion, understanding during the performance of their job. Now, therefore, I, Clyde C. Harrison, Mayor of the City of Lancaster, and on behalf of the City Council of the City of Lancaster, Texas, do hereby proclaim April 12th through the 18th, 2026 as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in the City of Lancaster, and urge everyone in our community to celebrate and honor the men and women who keep our city and citizens safe. In witness thereof, I have set my hands and caused the seal of the City of Lancaster to be affixed this 13th day of April 2026. Clyde C. Harrison, Mayor of the City of Lancaster, and I think they deserve an applause. Yes. And who's receiving this?
Our Director of Emergency Management and Communications, Chief Youngman, and we have our dispatchers, several of our telecommunicators on the front row present.
All right. Council, you can join us. which one of y'all gonna sing? Who? Which one?
I need you.
Is it you?
Oh, I'm not gonna sing.
No. Are you gonna receive the? Yeah, come on up. Come on up. They're used to working behind the scenes. Is that right?
Yes,
Yes.
being behind.
Okay.
Give me a three. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Take a few. Get a few. And last one. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You want to say anything?
Thank you, everybody.
Well, we appreciate all y'all do. We really do. We appreciate you. All right, because I know you're over that, right?
Here you answer the phone. 911. What's your emergency?
Oh, you want me to answer the phone? Lancaster 911, what's the address of your emergency? There you go.
All right. Again, thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
They didn't tell you I had to stay? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that leads us to our public testimony, citizens' comment. At this time, citizens who have pre-registered before the call to order will be allowed to speak on any matter for a length of time not to exceed 3 minutes. No council action or discussion may take place on a matter until such matter has been placed on an agenda and posted in accordance with law. Anyone desiring to speak on the item scheduled for a public hearing is requested to hold their comments until the public hearing on that item. I get it right. City Secretary.
Yes, sir. We have Lisa Stefani, 1414 South Blue Grove, Lancaster.
All right.
Lisa Stefani, 1414 South Blue Grove in Lancaster. I'm here to talk about mowing for agricultural properties on Blue Grove Road. I have been fined and required to pay a fine for not mowing the right-of-way on Blue Grove Road, and I will not be mowing it, and I cannot pay it because there is a new House Bill 4163 that prohibits the city from requiring an agricultural property from having to do that because of the nature of our property, number one. Number two, I already have a $1,950 bill from the hospital, Baylor Scott and White, for the last person who tried to mow it and was cut by a rock or whatever that came off the road from the people driving by at 55 miles an hour while he was down in the ditch, almost up to his waist to the road. So I believe it is a city liability issue, and I do not wish to have this liability anymore, and I am going to not do it. Thank you.
All right.
Next, we have Lavanya Waller, 1330 Tullia Street, Lancaster.
Good evening.
Evening.
Name is Lavanya Waller. It's 1930 Tullia Street. First, I just want to say I'm still in opposition to the new city hall. The reason why I'm up here is just to talk briefly about the infrastructure of this city. I don't know if you are all aware, but Wintergreen is just a bad road. 4 p.m. one day, I was driving, headed towards 35, and people were coming into Lancaster off of 35, and it was backed all the way up just about to the freeway at 4 o'clock. If there was an emergency, nobody could get through. No ambulance, no fire truck, no anything, because it's one lane, both sides. They couldn't get off to render any aid or anything, and I think that is very dangerous, and it's not a good position for the city to be in if something happens. And another thing is, while we're talking about a new city hall, we have 3 housing developments that are very eyesores to this city. One is Blue Grove behind Fiesta. It's been sitting there undeveloped, streets not even poured or anything. It just looks bad sitting off there behind Fiesta and nothing's getting done. Houston School Road and Wintergreen at the stop sign. They're making a little progress now, but they held up. They do have roads poured now, barely with some cement. But if there's houses there, there's already traffic on Wintergreen, one lane. What are those people going to do if they try to move in? Again, it's going to be a bad traffic jam. And nobody is thinking about these things for our growth of the city. And it's just getting dangerous. And the last one is Chapman and Wintergreen. I don't know why the city allowed somebody to put houses there on that curb, but that is ridiculous. It looks silly. Even though if a retaining wall goes up, somebody's going to run that curb and run into the retaining wall. I mean, I just don't know. Down Beltline, from 35 that headed downtown, I don't know how many times somebody done hit them retaining walls. Every week there's a retaining wall on a spot somewhere where somebody didn't hit it. Bricks everywhere. And I don't know if the people have to fix it or the city's fixing it or whatever, but it's a continuing issue these last couple of years. You guys all claim to live here. I think you need to ride by and look at this, because us as citizens, this is pretty bad. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Solomon Bachman, 1219 Wildwood, Lancaster.
Mayor and Council, I think it was interesting tonight that we started with the proclamation about the telecommunicators, and the mayor spoke about how important it was that the police and fire service are able to arrive quickly, and how important that their response is, because our fire service is screaming at the top of their lungs right now that they need help. I don't know if how many of you have seen the recent reports by WFAA and the social media posts from the Lancaster Firefighters Association, but the frontline firefighters in our fire service are saying they need your help. They want to talk to you. They need you to do your duty and investigate what's going on in our fire service, why we've had so many resignations, so many problems in that service, and find out what's going on and why the citizens of Lancaster are unsafe, according to the frontline firefighters, the people doing the work, not the middle managers. You owe it to the community to do your job and figure this out. It's been a year and a half or more of this continuing on. Have a good day.
Yes, next we have Rashawn Ford, 211 North Henry Street, Lancaster.
Good evening, Mayor, members of Council. Just a few events to bring to your attention. Beginning April 14th, that is this Tuesday, the Senior Life Center has partnered with the Dallas County Health and Human Services for a Cooking Well for Healthy Blood Pressure event at the Senior Life Center. This will be a hands-on cooking class that teaches our seniors how to really focus on that heart-healthy and practical nutrition in their everyday life. That event will be from 2 until 3 p.m. It is a part of a series, so it will continue on April 21st as well. So you have the 14th and you have the 21st. The Lancaster Regional Airport will host the Airport Master Plan public meeting on April 21st, Tuesday, April 21st, from 5:30 until 6:30. That is going to be located right at the Lancaster Regional Airport at 950 Ferris Road. Our friends over at the Lancaster ISD Independent School District will host the District 1 and 2 Town Hall meeting. It's combined, it's together. That will be at the Rosa Parks Elementary. If you can't make it, they also have a Zoom option for you could Zoom in wherever you are. You can get that right on their website, which is the lancasterisd.org. The event will be from 6:30 until 8, again, at the Rosa Parks Elementary School. The city, with the Lancaster Recreation Center, will be hosting an Earth Day celebration on April 22nd. That'll be from 4 until 8, right at the Lancaster Recreation Center. And that is your event update for this week. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Next, we have Michelle Evans, 211 North Henry Street, Lancaster.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Michelle Evans, Interim Director of Human Resources for the City of Lancaster. My address is 211 North Henry Street, Lancaster, Texas, 75146. City Council included employee recognition as a strategic goal for fiscal year 2019-2020. An electronic form called Employee Brag Button was created for the city website as a convenient external means for the public to recognize city staff as a whole, a specific department, or an individual employee. Citizen Amber Parker and Bobby Mason would like to commend the Parks Department. I would like to thank and commend the Parks Department. We ride horses at Bear Creek Nature Preserve. The Parks team does such a great job mowing and trimming to keep the trails clear and enjoyable. I am 66 and my friend is 77, so to have great trails close to home is so beneficial. A shout out to Jim for his and the team's hard work.
All right.
Congratulations. Citizens are encouraged to recognize city staff using the Employee Brag button located on the city website under the Human Resource Department webpage. Thank you and have a good evening.
All right. Tim, you want to stand up again? Jim, I better get your name right. Jim. Is anybody from the rec center with you? All right, stand. Okay, Tim. Tim. All right. Great job. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right. That brings us to our consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and are generally enacted in one motion. The exception to this rule is that a council member may request one or more items to be removed from the consent agenda for separate discussion and action. I would ask our city secretary, Ms. Arenas, to read those consent items.
C1, consider approval of minutes from the City Council special meeting held on February 28, 2026, and regular meeting held on March 9, 2026. C2, consider a resolution authorizing participation in the process opioid settlement brought by the state of Texas and other jurisdictions against Associated Pharmacies, Inc. and America Associated Pharmacies, GM Smith Corporation, Morris and Dickinson Company, LLC, Louisiana Drug Sale Company, Inc., North Carolina Mutual Drug Company, Inc., and United Natural Foods, Inc., and SuperValue. C3, consider a resolution approving professional service agreement with Anna Site Construction, LLC, RFP 2025-27, Amendment 3, for the construction and installation of a new 12-inch water line at Pinto Road from East Pleasant Run Road to Green Road in a total amount not to exceed $685,965. C4, consider a resolution approving a professional service agreement awarding RFP 2025-88, Amendment 1 to Roadway Solutions, Inc. for the construction and installation of a traffic signal at Houston School Road and West Wintergreen Road in a total amount not to exceed $476,105. C5, consider a resolution approving professional service agreement awarding RFP 2025-18, Amendment 4 to Reynolds Asphalt Company and CCGMG LLC Series B for asphalt pavement reconstruction services for reconstruction of Red Bud Lane and Daniel Lane in amount not to exceed $963,248, and for the reconstruction of O'Kaley Lane and Wilson Street in amount not to exceed $370,384.
All right, council, you heard the consent agenda. What's your pleasure?
Mayor, I'd like to pull item 3, 4, and 5 and make a motion to approve C1 and C2.
Second. All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve 1 and 2 of the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, say no. Those abstain, say I abstain. All right, it carries. All right, Councilwoman.
So the only reason that I pulled these items was really to put forward that we continue to chip away at infrastructure. Piece by piece, the 12-inch water line that's out by Pinto Road, the fact that we are getting a stoplight, that it all takes a process because they have to do a warrant study, and then once the warrant study is done that says we need a stoplight, then we have to put out an RFP, so it's a total process. So there is a stoplight that's going to happen, but it will be in the next several months. The streets that are being awarded, that's over about 1.3 million. Red Bud, any of you that live in District 1 know the Red Bud is in dire straits, and I only wish that Martha Rollins was alive because that's one of her things that she kept talking to me about was Red Bud, Daniel Lane and Wilson Street and Arcady. So just that we're moving forward and that we've got the certificate of obligations that we have moving forward that has $38 million that to move forward on infrastructure. But with that, I'd like to move to approve items C, 3, 4, and 5.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve consent items 3, 4, and 5. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose, say no. Those who abstain, say I abstain. All right, it carries. That moves us to our action items tonight. Action number 6, City Secretary.
M26-15, consider an ordinance granting special exception to Section 1-04C2 of the General Construction Design Manual to not provide the required 5-foot sidewalk on the property legally described as Lot 15, Block B, out of the Brownlee Park 2 addition, addressed as 3204 Belvedere Drive, City of Lancaster, Dallas County, Texas.
City Manager.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, members of council. The applicant is requesting an exception to waiver the sidewalk construction requirement that is outlined in our general design manual related to the requirements for installation of sidewalks along new construction areas. The 5-foot sidewalk is in a non-residential area located within the city's parkway adjacent to the private property line. This is the site of a newly constructed church that is located in an area that has drainage ditches and no underground drainage utilities. Engineering has reviewed the request and recommends and notes that there is not the need for the installation of the sidewalks at this time, as it does not have the underground, it's the bar ditches. And there's no objection to council allowing the requested sidewalk waiver. Staff is recommending approval, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have at this time regarding the
Council,
request.
do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to say to the members of the church there, thank you for coming to Lancaster. Thank you for coming to District 2. Okay. that area does not have any sidewalks. So we just got done talking about infrastructure, okay, the city and infrastructure. Sidewalks are infrastructure, but there are sometimes there that infrastructure has a place, okay, and there's always exceptions there, okay.
Any other comments or questions?
And with that, I'd like to approve item number 6.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve action item number 6. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those who oppose say no. Those who abstain say abstain. It carries. That moves us to action item number 7. City Secretary.
Discuss and consider an ordinance authorizing and ordering the issuance of City of Lancaster, Texas Limited Tax Note Series 2026, specifying the terms and features of such note, levying a continuing direct annual ad valorem tax for the payment of said note, and resolving other matters incident and related to the issuance, sales, payments, and delivery of note, and providing an effective date.
All right, City Manager.
Yes, Mayor, members of council, this is a request for consideration of a tax anticipation note, which is a debt instrument that allows the city, in anticipation of our revenues for this upcoming fiscal year, to utilize those anticipated revenues for the purpose of infrastructure or public safety improvements. The city of Lancaster has utilized the tax anticipation note process in the past for the purchase of apparatus. As you're aware, there was an incident where the ambulance was involved in an accident. It was our reserve unit. We have the opportunity with a demonstration unit that the manufacturer has available that meets all of our fire department specifications and requirements, and it eliminates the 2-year wait time for the build. We have the opportunity to take possession of this with all of the apparatus that's needed to put this unit into service, which would move one of the older units into a reserve status and put this into an active status. We are recommending approval of the tax anticipation note, as it allows us to repay this upon receipt of our taxes in the upcoming fiscal year. This has been reviewed and approved by our bond counsel, West and Associates, who are also present here to answer any questions. We utilize J.P. Morgan Chase, our financial institution, for issuance of our tax anticipation notes. This allows us to issue this tax anticipation note with a little over $600,000 for the purpose, again, of acquiring the ambulance. It will be painted to meet the colors that our fire department currently identifies and utilizes, and it will put all of the apparatus on the ambulance so that when it is received, it will actually be ready to put into frontline service and move an older frontline into reserve status. We are recommending approval of this as it has been presented, and we'd be happy to answer any questions, or our tax counsel is available if there are legal questions that we need to answer.
All right, Counselor, do you have any comments or questions?
I don't have any questions on the use of the tax, but I did just clarification on this, that the ambulance that was wrecked, that it is repairable, correct?
It is repairable, but because
However,
there's
it
litigation.
cannot be repaired because of the fact there's potential legal action, and that ambulance has to be kept as evidence for the legal actions. And so because of that, that's put us in a bind, and us to be able to move forward, to be able to get a new ambulance like this, because you do not have a ambulance sale lot where you can just go and pick up an ambulance and have it ready to go. So it's very fortunate that they had a demo that was already outfitted that will be able to move this into service and put it back in again. Then we'll be back into having the reserve the way we should have. So I just wanted clarification on that this is being proactive to be able to get this in place, to be able to have our first responders ready to go.
All right.
And with that, I move
Hold
to
on,
approve.
Carol.
Oh, you.
Yeah,
You can still have
anyone else
comments.
have any comments or
I
questions?
wonder how many miles does the demo have?
It doesn't have, it's been just moved for like to take it to the places, but hold on, he's telling me I have, yeah, he's telling me I have it. 1,200 miles. Come down.
Yeah,
Got the
come on
picture.
down.
Thank you.
State your full name.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Name is Jermaine Stout. Address 631 East 3rd Street, Lancaster, Texas 75146. The reserve unit will have 1,200 miles on it. It met all the qualifications of the fire departments for the box sizes and the containments for their gear, and it will have full warranty because it has never been a registered vehicle. So we have full manufacturer's warranty on it.
What make is it?
It will make it.
No,
Ford.
what make? What brand?
Ford. It is a Ford.
Right.
Yes.
That's a gasoline engine there, correct?
No, it's the diesel.
That was
Diesel,
going to be
yes.
diesel.
Correct.
Okay.
550. Yeah.
So, no, I just wanted to say to the viewing audience that we've purchased vehicles like this before in the past.
Correct.
I would refer to them as spec vehicles.
Correct. Yes, they are.
That have never been titled. And it's amazing that of the two thing, time and money. Okay, this vehicle's already built. Had we placed the order, it would be probably upwards of 4 to 5 years before we would even see it here out front. So with that, and then the savings that are involved with it there, that's I just wanted to say congratulations, and I applaud you and your staff and the others that were involved to get something like this here within 8 months. So, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Mayor, I just want to say, this shows, to those in District 5, this shows us being proactive and getting ahead of the game, that the research was done on this particular vehicle, and it is our way of supporting our fire department as well.
Anyone else? All right, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve action item 7.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve action item number 7. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose, say no. Those who abstain, say I abstain. All right, it carries. It moves us to action item number 8, City Secretary.
Discuss and consider an ordinance authorizing the issuance of the City of Lancaster, Texas General Obligation Refunding Bond Series 2026 and other matters related thereto, and discuss and consider an ordinance authorizing the issuance of the City of Lancaster, Texas Combination Tax and Revenue Certificates of Obligation Series 2026, prescribing the terms thereof, providing the payment thereof, and making other provisions regarding such certificates and matters incidents thereto.
City Manager.
Yes, Mayor, members of council, these are two separate actions that we're bringing before you this evening. The first are our general obligation bonds that we will be refunding. And the purpose of the refunding is we will not be extending the term. The term will remain the same, but because of interest rates and because it has an opportunity for us to refund them and have a savings, we put those out to market today. In addition to that, we had our certificate of obligation for the 2026 issuance with a total of $38,260,000, and that you had received presentations on. We had our notice of intent to issue back on February 9th. That was posted in the Rambler newspaper on February 21st and the 28th, as well as the city's website. It's also very important to note that as a part of any issuance process, you go through your rating agencies. We utilize Standard & Poor's and Moody's. We've shared this with you, but are happy to share with you and the viewing audience and the public that the City of Lancaster received an affirmative on our Standard & Poor's rating, but on Moody's, the city's bond rating increased. We are now at AA1. Just one rating short of being a AAA bond-rated city.
Yes.
And that the rating agencies provided you all some very positive feedback and comments related to your decision-making as well as the oversight and operations of the finances. That plays a big piece in our ability to issue those bonds and receive favorable ratings.
Yes.
The sale was noticed for today, and coming forward to give you a more detailed presentation on the outcome of the sale and the interest rates that we received will be our financial advisor, Nick Bulash with Hilltop Securities.
All right.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Nick Bulash with Hilltop Securities. I have a quick presentation book I want to pass out. It's thick, but I promise it won't take that long.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Nick.
Good evening. It's always a fast and furious day when we're pricing stuff in the morning. We priced these bonds this morning to bring to you tonight. On top of that, the ceasefire did not hold over the weekend, so I was really concerned about some of the market turbulence, but the market shrugged it off. We came in, just to tell you the results were far better than expected, better than what was presented on February 9th when we came before you, and I'm ecstatic. There were $100 million worth of orders, investor orders for your bonds, and of course you only have a combined amount of about 50 million bonds to sell. So because of that oversubscription, we're able to lower the rate even more after pricing. Before I get into it, Tanya Tarpey and Brian King from Weston Associates, the city's bond counsels here, and they put those pricing results in the ordinances for your consideration tonight. And as was stated earlier, you were upgraded. The last time you were upgraded was in 2023, so you're now AA1 by Moody's, one notch from the very top. And Standard & Poor's rating is 2 notches from the top. So, and those rating reports are behind tab A that you can read at your leisure. I'm not going to go into it, but noted the financial performance and healthy reserves, rapidly expanding economy, well-embedded financial policies and practices, and a manageable debt burden were the highlights of those rating reports. And then to get into it, is it okay, Mayor, if I cover both of these?
Go.
Okay.
Go for it.
The behind tab B is the general obligation refunding bonds. And as mentioned, this is just a fancy word for refinancing. We stayed within the same payment term of some existing debt. If you look on that first page behind tab B, the true interest cost, that's a fancy word for average interest rate, was 2.967%. We sold $16.3 million of par. However, the investors today, they want premium bonds, they want higher coupons, and they're willing to pay more than 100 pennies on the dollar for those higher coupon bonds. So these bonds sold with $1.375 million of premium. That's shown there. So that's $1.375 million of less par you had to sell because investors were willing to pay more than 100 pennies on the dollar. Turning right behind that page, this is the savings analysis. So if you look at old refunded debt service, that's the bonds that we refinanced. The new 2026 debt service, and you look on the far right-hand side, this is the annual savings. You see that average annual savings of about $71,000 per year for a total of $631,000. That's just purely interest rate savings. You hear about interest rates going up, and while they are generally, the municipal market we're having a lot of new cash come into the market, so it's creating a lot of supply-demand imbalance, which is a good thing for issuers. Just below that, this likely may not mean a whole lot to y'all. The net present value benefit was 3.13%. GFOA has the Government Finance Officers Association has a general rule that if a refunding's above 3% present value savings, it's worth considering, and so we hit that threshold. And then finally, behind that page, these are the bonds that we refunded or refinanced. Some of the 2015 COs, some of the 2016 GO refunding, and some of the 2016 GOs. And so you see the coupon rates, those are the outstanding rates of those bonds. And whenever you do kind of a time-weighted average, the average interest cost is 3.96% of these outstanding bonds. And remember, we replaced them with bonds that are 2.96 that sold today. So reduced the interest rate by about 1 percentage point. That is the summary of the GO refunding. Now moving to the certificates of obligation behind tab C. These bonds were sold to fund $38.26 million, but you can see we sold $35,085,000 worth of bonds. How's that possible? Well, again, investors bought these bonds at a premium, and if you look at the bottom of that, they paid an additional $3.38 million of cash for those bonds. So whenever you figure in that cash premium that was received, your average borrowing cost or true interest cost of these bonds is 3.94%. So we're sub 4% for 20-year bonds, which is phenomenal. When I was here on February 9th, of course, I admitted I was being a little conservative, but it was 4.65 was what I was assuming because of the war, or, there's uncertainty going on. I guess maybe the war hadn't started at that time. So at any rate, very, very pleased with the final results. And I'm definitely not going to go into this behind tab D, but this is what I always say. If you have trouble sleeping tonight, you can go read this. This is the preliminary official statement, what's used to market the city's bonds. Investors review this whenever they're making an investment decision, assuming the council approves the transactions tonight. These preliminary official statements will be turned into a final official statement with all the final pricing information. Delivery is expected for May 12th. It takes about 30 days, a month or so for the Attorney General to review and approve the transaction that, and Weston Associates prepares a transcript to send down to the Attorney General for their review and sign off. I know I went quick, but I'm very, very pleased with the results. I can't stress that enough, and congratulations on the upgrade. It speaks to the direction that you all, your staff, is taking the city. So again, congratulations on that.
That was quick. That was quick.
Locked in, right?
Yes, ma'am. The rate is locked in.
That was quick. Good news.
So Nick, a combination. So, in the investor's eyes, in your world, okay, the financials of Lancaster look very, very attractive. Then
they do, and I'd urge you all to read those rating reports at your leisure. But they note the reserves. They note the judicious use of cash. The great budgets that the council approves. So yes, so investors see that, especially in turbulent times in the market. Mm-hmm. Folks that buy municipal bonds are not looking to take risk, and so as you ratchet up the credit rating threshold, they see this as more, for lack of a better term, you're kind of the shining star in the market.
Yeah, you had made a comment about 150. 100 versus 50, way off in the beginning of your presentation that we had
sure.
50.
Yes.
Just please let me know a little bit more there.
Of course. So when we went out to sell the bonds this morning, it's an hour and a half order period. And of course these bonds were being pre-sold last week as well, but we had monitoring going on during the sale where we could see investor orders coming in real time. And we had some really, really big name firms, big institutions coming in to buy the city's bonds. We're talking, State Farm, Goldman Sachs Asset Management, a lot of Franklin Funds, which is a big municipal bond fund, came in, and we just had more orders than bonds to sell, so therefore we had this supply-demand in our favor, and we're able to lower the yields.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Anyone else?
We just want to thank you.
Thank you for letting me work with the city.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Council, this item has two ordinances, and we would need two motions. First, we would do the refunding bond, Series 2026. What is your pleasure?
Mayor, I would like, before we vote, I would like to make a couple of comments, if I could.
Go ahead.
I want to make a statement that how much I appreciate staff, their hard work, the financial that went into this, Weston Associates and our Hilltop Securities, because you all work toward this. But I think what's even more telling is the fact about how solid the financial situation and that we're looked on outside of Lancaster by other entities. From Moody and Poor's, that the strong management team with a history of prudent budget management. This is from their statement. Favorable location in Dallas-Fort Worth. The fact that our credit profile benefits from a strong economic growth with improving economic metrics, maintenance of ample available fund balance, liquidity ratios, it goes on positive and positive. That also talks about the city's financial profile will remain strong, supported by ample reserves, conservative physical management from Standards and Poor's. The rating reflects, although they did not raise our rating, they were very positive with us. The one thing with Standards, this one is that held us back is because of our average income in our community. It's 68?
A little over 67,000. Close to.
So, because of that, that impacts the rating with some of these. With them, rapidly expanding economy but lower than average local income, that was the local income that constrains the ratings. Historically positive and operating performance with expected positive results due to the city's ongoing revenue growth. Healthy reserves with excess being reallocated to committed funds or special projects, holding the fund balance at 18%. Financial management policies. These are all the positive kudos that are coming from these national recognized companies about what we have done in the city. I asked the city manager this morning if she still carried her grandmother's checkbook, and she said she did, because she reminded her of her responsibility of the citizens' funds and management, and how this city has prospered and been able to maintain and to do the things that we need to do and stay within not being over the top, but just staying and going forward and being positive and being able to be almost just under AAA rating is huge, especially in nowadays with what's going on in the world. And a lot of people don't realize that. But I just wanted to commend staff for everything that they have done, and even our council, because we've made some of the hard decisions that had to be made to be able to help us move forward.
All right, anyone else have any comments or questions? All right, again, what's your pleasure?
So the first motion needs to be?
Yes. Disapproval. Yeah, the refunding bond, series of 2026.
So to approve the refunding bond, series 2026, to move to approve that.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve the refunding bond, series 2026. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those who oppose say no. Those who abstain say abstain. All right, it carries. Next, we would do the combination tax revenue certificates of obligation, series 2026. What is your pleasure?
I make a motion to approve the combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, series 2026.
I second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve the combination tax revenue certificates of obligation, series 2026. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those who oppose say no. Those who abstain say abstain.
So, Mayor, I'd like to make one more comment, if I may.
It carries. Go ahead.
I added up the list of streets in District 1. There's $9 million that are going to be spent on streets just in District 1. Of course, I'm including Ferris Road, which is a big chunk of that. But the other thing that's happening for everybody to know, because they keep asking about it, we're funding out of this with this bond, or not the bond, with the certificates of obligation, the Houston School Bridge. So it's on to move forward with this, because it's been closed for over a year, because it took over a year to do the engineering. So now they're going to be doing the other. So I'm just excited. I don't know that y'all have added up what's happened in your district, but I added up what was happening in District 1, and out in Enchanted, out in that area, there's some roads out there, they're being done, so they're all over. So there's a lot of movement forward on this.
All right. Anyone else? Any other district? All right, it carries. Council, that, all right, moves us up to item number 9, City Secretary.
Discuss and consider amendments to the Public Improvement District PID Advisory Board Policy.
CM, City
Yes.
Manager.
Mayor, members of council, item 9 is to discuss and consider the Public Improvement District Advisory Board policy. The policy was originally approved in April of 2014. It was amended in October of 2017. The council again discussed it in 2019. But at our meeting on March of 16th of this year during a special work session, council discussed making some changes to it, looking at how other boards and commissions are established, noting that all of the boards and commissions for others have a 5-member max. And the PID policy said it was 3-2-7, and it left a lot of ambiguity. This allows for either 3 members or 5 members, eliminating any potential ambiguity. Attached to the item are also your red lines. It also includes enhancing or providing more clarity related to the expense and invoice process for our PIDs to submit for their reimbursements or payment of their expenses to their vendors. It also makes sure that the PIDs are in compliance with the local government code related to notice of meetings postings, because they too are required to follow the Texas Open Meetings Act, as well as the notice postings of their meetings, and the policy was not reflective of the current state law. Those revisions have been included and redlined, and this item is for your consideration. Staff is recommending approval as it has been presented to you, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have at this time.
All right, council, do you have any questions or comments? Seeing none, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve action item 9.
I second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve action item number 9. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose, say no. Those who abstain, say I abstain. All right, it carries. Council, that moves us up to our executive session, and I would have City Secretary, Mrs. Arenas, to read those into record.
In accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, the City Council will convene an executive session to consider the following matters. 1, Section 551.074A1 of the Texas Government Code to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, duties, or dismissals of a public officer, to wit, the municipal prosecutor.
All right, council, it is 7:53. Meet us in the conference room. All right, council, we are reconvening into open sessions at 8:33. City Attorney.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's my understanding that Council wishes to consider a motion to appoint Felicia M. Haynes as an additional municipal prosecutor pursuant to your city charter and procedures.
All right. We need someone to make that motion.
Can I say so moved?
Yes.
All right.
And I'll second.
There's been a second. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those who
Aye.
Those who oppose, say no. Those who abstain, say I abstain. All right. Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our business for this evening, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose, say
Aye.
no. Those who abstain, say I abstain. All right, we
Need to
are
sign
adjourned
for my truck.
at 8:30. What did you say? Robinson? Did you say
Yeah,
that?
say it again. I'm sorry. What's up, man?
Oh, we are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was checking in the hotel, so I was just.
Oh, Okay.
I'm trying to be present. Y'all keep saying I need to turn my camera on and my microphone, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to follow instructions.
Gotcha. Well, we're adjourned at 8:35
Yes.
p.m. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, thank you.
Wait a minute.